Is Donald Trump's new cabinet going to target left-wing content creators, potentially including me? This might not be as crazy as it sounds to some of you, so let me explain. Before the election of Donald Trump a couple of weeks ago, I received a ton of concerned emails and calls and people just saying, hey, David, do you think you're in trouble if Trump wins? This guy really seems to want to weaponize his administration against anyone adversarial. And 3 weeks ago, I basically thought, I'm too small potatoes for Trump to care about what I'm doing. There's just no way. And something has now changed. And I had a number of conversations over the weekend with our fellow creators. And what changed is that now a bunch of the people that Trump has nominated, I know for a fact, know about my views on them. And at one point had staff that were keeping an eye on the show. And it is absolutely plausible that if confirmed, some of them would set their sights on us now. And I'm comfortable being specific. I know that as of about 18 months ago, people associated with RFK Jr. monitored what I was saying about him. I'm not claiming they were reporting back to RFK every day or anything like that, but I know that he had people associated with him who were very aware of the things I was saying about him on the show. I know that when she ran for president as a Democrat, Tulsi Gabbard's staffers were paying attention to my opposition to her as a Democratic candidate. I know that when Matt Gaetz started having the sex trafficking prostitution allegations, he had staffers down in Florida who were watching what I was doing and what I was saying. So think back a little bit to Donald Trump's first term. I was obviously nowhere on the radar of Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. It just no. Nobody cared what I was saying. Nobody was paying attention. Trump's first Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, did not have any staffers who even had an idea who I was or about the David Pakman Show or about most of the shows that are sort of like at our level right now. And part of it was when Trump was first inaugurated, I had 300,000 YouTube subscribers. Now I have 2.6 million. So that objectively measured, that has changed. But part of it is that a lot of the people that Trump is now picking are generationally my contemporaries. So everybody is just more clued into what's happening with online media and with independent media. But the really big difference is that the current slate of people Trump is picking are genuinely resentful, triggered people who would love to get some shows like ours shut down. And they will be operating in an environment where that kind of retribution has been promised by Donald Trump and where they might even be expected to participate in it. And in terms of what we might see, they might even try to do it. Now, I'm not going to go beyond, if I were to come to you and say, I expect that on day one, Attorney General Matt Gaetz comes after me. Of course not. Of course not. But think back to Donald Trump's first term. The DOJ wasn't really hyper-focused on shutting down left-wing creators in the first term, mostly because they were distracted by their own chaos. And this time, it just all seems very different. Donald Trump and his allies are openly talking about, we're going to reshape the DOJ, we're going to reshape the FCC, the IRS is going to be something that we might use to target political opponents. They've floated things like media accountability boards. Who can we shut down? Expanding defamation laws to go after critics. Who do you think that that's going to be aimed at? Mostly the big networks that Trump doesn't like. He doesn't like how CBS handled the 60 Minutes pieces. He doesn't like how ABC handled the debate. Those are like the big targets. But you have to consider that there's only a few of those big targets. They're going to run out of those big targets in the major legacy corporate media very quickly. So just imagine the same vindictive instincts of the first term with fewer guardrails and more aggressive personnel. It could actually get pretty ugly for independent progressive media pretty quickly. This is not just about me or my show. This is about independent creators. If people start seeing political retribution against left-wing voices, the chilling effect of that could be massive. Because if they did go after a couple of the bigger progressive voices, what do you think is going to happen to the medium-sized progressive voices, the up-and-coming smaller progressive voices, those who are thinking, I'm really displeased with this new Trump administration. Maybe I will start a podcast or YouTube channel. A lot of them will just say, no, thanks, it seems too risky. And that's what a lot of this is about. This is about creating an environment where people are too scared to criticize, which sounds very much like some of the other countries that Donald Trump idolizes. And again, I'm not saying Trump is going to turn the media landscape into North Korea. I'm not saying Trump is going to turn the journalism world into what happens in Russia with Putin. I think he would like to. I don't think he's actually going to do that. But there is a real possibility here that as a group, progressive independent media starts to be targeted. Obviously, I hope it's not going to be me, or I hope it's not going to be anybody. Now, you might be expecting there to be like some ask coming here. There really isn't. I'm just letting you know. I've had conversations with some in the cohort that are sort of the larger progressive YouTube channels. And it's something we all are thinking about and are all worried about. It generically, it's more important than ever to support independent media. Is it a membership? Is it just subscribing? Is it sharing content? Whatever. There is no specific ask here. Obviously, I always welcome people to subscribe to the YouTube channel, to become a member. All of those things make us more resilient financially if the time comes where they do come after us. But this is really about awareness and the fact that there's a lot of us that now think this is a real possibility. Let's talk about a game changer in sleep technology, our sponsor 8 Sleep and their revolutionary Pod 4 Ultra. The Pod is a high-tech mattress cover, and you can easily add it to your existing mattress. You can cool or heat your mattress based on your preferences and even elevate your head if you snore. I run hot. I hate getting hot when I sleep. That's why I set my 8 Sleep Pod to keep my mattress at a cool 60 degrees at night. You can set it anywhere from 55 to 110 degrees. You can set each side of the bed independently to a different temperature depending on your preferences versus your partner's, or you can set your pod to detect your body's sleep cycles and automatically adjust temperature for optimal sleep. The pod can also detect when you're snoring and automatically adjust the position of the bed to reduce or even stop the snoring. This can be a huge factor in how rested you will feel the next day, and your sleeping partner will thank you bigly. You get 30 days to try it at home. Return it if you don't like it, but I know you'll love it as much as I do. Right now for Black Friday, 8 Sleep is giving my audience up to $600 off your Pod 4 Ultra purchase when bundled. Go to 8sleep.com/Pakman and use code Pakman. The link is in the description.